Welcome to this week's episode of Analyzing Chazal. This week we'll be analyzing the commentary of the Sforno on this week's Parsha, Parshas Mishpatim. Okay, let's go to the Pasuk. Perek Chaf Aleph, Pasuk Chaf Aleph. The Pasuk says, Achim yomo yomayim yamod lo yukam ki kaspo. However, if the servant gets cured, the master is exempt from punishment as the servant is his money. Explanation of the Pasuk. The Pasuk is telling us that if a master hits his slave and the slave gets cured, the master is not punished as the slave is his money. This for no. Dam o'eved kilo rusha ha'odo la'kos makas achzori kozos aval pi shayalo rishus la'koso liyasro ve'olav liyasro upa'amim yamre ha'eved ad sheyiksof harav la'koso mako rabba. If the master kills his slave, he is subject to punishment since he is not allowed to hit him in a cruel manner, even though he does have permission to hit his slave, and he actually has to rebuke him. And there are times that the slave will rebel until the master gets very angry to give him a large hit. The hint. Is there something that you are required to do that can cause you to end up doing something wrong? Okay, with the information you already have and the hint, can you come up with the question yourself? Okay, here's the question. It seems from this foreknow that what caused the master to get so angry at his slave that he hit him in a cruel manner was that he did have a requirement to rebuke him with force. The Torah obviously did not allow a master to injure his slave, even though there were times he needed to rebuke him physically, but the master would have known how much is permitted. So is it possible that because at times he had to rebuke him with a small hit, when he suddenly got angry he would totally lose control and hit him in a cruel manner? The answer. As we always say, the answer comes from within the question, which was, is it possible that because at times he had to rebuke him with a small hit, when he suddenly got angry, he would totally lose control and hit him in a cruel manner? The answer is yes, and the reason can be that once something becomes permitted in our eyes, even at a lower level, it can become part of us, and when we get angry or have a really great desire, it becomes much easier to lose ourselves and come to perform the prohibited action. The practical application. In our lives, there are many things that are permitted and even required of us to do. For example, eating special foods on Shabbos and Yom Tov, which if not kept in check can lead us to live a life with a greater focus on food than what we would normally would. We always need to remember to do what is required by the Torah, but to ensure that we do not allow this involvement to take us to do other things that are prohibited or not in the spirit of the Torah. Have a wonderful Shabbos, and we'll see you next week for Parshas Truma.